Welcome to our Paradise Valley Hillside renovation. This one's going to be a unique one. This house has been in the original family since it was built. The current owner is going to do a large-scale renovation of this project, which we're getting ready to start. But what's unique about this is the amount of things that we're keeping and the amount of things that we need to save and protect. These floors, for example, are kind of a one-of-a-kind marble floor that is just breathtaking. But you'll notice that every single tile is cut and placed and vein matched throughout the entire main floor of this almost 10,000 square foot house. While it's not impossible to replicate this today, the cost and difficulty to do so would make these extraordinarily expensive. And so one of the major things we're doing here is protecting these floors, which will end up with a three-part process. Part one will be a moisture barrier that gets put down on top of all of the marble floors. Part two will then be gym floor, heavy-duty, thick workout gym flooring that we're going to install on top of the moisture barrier. And then part three will be a 1/2-inch plywood product on top of all of that. The client and I have had a lot of conversations about what it's going to take to ensure that these floors aren't damaged. And in this case, it's that level of protection, because one single tile that gets broken, cracked, or damaged ruins potentially the entire floor. So it's a few extra steps. It's a pretty big undertaking, but this is how we're going to ensure that these essentially priceless floors remain fully intact throughout the entire construction project. The next part of the protection is our one-of-a-kind front door. This door is custom steel metal on the inside with a wood frame. Again, one of these things that's essentially irreplaceable. This was made by a local artisan well over 30 years ago, and this door, for as old as it is, still looks brand new. The way we plan to protect this door, other than not having people use it, is we'll use a high density foam and put that on both panels inside and out, and then use tape over the edges so that the door can still open and close, as well as we will go ahead and protect the handles to keep them from being bumped into. Again, this door really won't be used at all, but from the perspective of when painters are here, drywall is happening, electricians are here on scaffolding, and or anybody with tools and belts, we want to ensure that in the unlikely event that somebody does bump or run into this door or something tips over, that it's fully protected and keep it from being damaged, which is, again, something that would be almost impossible to repair and make it look like new. So coming into our office, we'll notice that we have an arch top door. Again, this is solid wood, 1.75 inches thick. Every door in the house is going to remain, except for we are replacing all of the hardware and hinges. Every one of these doors will also get wrapped with edge guards, potentially even tagged and pulled and moved to a different location inside the house where it's still climate controlled. And then as we come into the office, our client really loves this office and the finish. It's meaningful for him. So we'll be updating the floors, updating all of the electrical receps, switches, and then all of the lighting throughout. So in here, we're actually going to be pulling part of the ceiling down, the original ceiling down, to install new LED lighting in here. We will then reinstall the ceiling, and it'll be a combination of some new and then some that is just going to be refinished to match. This level of refinish with the stain and the shading and the depth that it has actually requires an artist. So we'll bring in an artist to custom match this stain so that it looks like it was done one time at the beginning and has never been touched. All right, so coming into the great room, we are going to be changing out the bar island to a new setup. We are keeping the bar backsplash with most of the rest of the cabinetry. There'll be some new fixtures that get put in place. This is the one piece that's going to change with an alternating countertop that will contrast from what's here, but also blend in or tie in very nicely. It'll be complementary. So again, saving this custom blue granite with the metal inlays on this backsplash, which is quite contemporary for the time that it was installed. It ties in seamlessly with our fireplace, which again, all new wood flooring down here, but we're going to have to go ahead and protect this hearth and the rest of the fireplace to keep this intact. It's a work of art. It's a statement piece for the room. And so this is going to be protected well above what anybody can reach, because in here, again, we will have scaffolding for lighting, drywall work, paint, etc. All right, coming into our kitchen, we're going to pass through our butler's pantry. And in this area, it's going to be all new countertops, new appliances, new cabinets, and we are going to cut this wall open to do a much larger picture window. So we'll have some custom framing to do here, a replacement of the window that will then tie in seamlessly to this entire space while saving the floor, fully protecting the floor all the way through into our main kitchen. And other than the floors in here, this main kitchen is a full gut. So this will be a full cabinet countertop package. We'll be cutting all these low soffits up significantly for taller upper cabinetry to be installed with a full appliance package. The island is going to be a full replacement, and we're actually going to change the shape of this island. So this is going to be the one spot in the house where we are going to be removing some excess flooring very delicately, very intentionally, so that the new island can sit in place. We'll remove the protection materials from the area that we need to work in while keeping the rest of the materials intact, so that while we do the work, everything else is protected. And then when the new island goes in, it'll fit seamlessly in place, just like all the cabinets do now. So this is a unique project in that we're saving so much of the floor, and the floor is, essentially irreplaceable. It's a little bit of stress. It's obviously a fair amount of risk to pull a project like this off, but it's something that we do every single day. We're looking forward to showing you the results at the end.